Hey, so I'm gonna see if I have enough space to make this video. I made it several days ago, but there wasn't enough space, so the video stopped and it also deleted. Um, this is kind of accentuating on the God particle topic, I suppose, but going into a little bit more depth. So, it was discovered, this God particle, in 2012, right? And they named it like the Higgs boson or Higgs something or other. I don't really pay too much attention to scientific terminology when it comes to a lot of stuff. I just can identify the patterns and how they run through everything in existence, and what that means about us for the most part, I guess. But in regards to the Hydron Collider, I don't know if a lot of people understand that we are Hydron Colliders, that every day, every moment, every breath that we live, we are bringing in energy, mixing it with our own. There's times where it's going to be contrasting energy, and when that happens, I myself can feel it. Most others will too. They'll call it anxiety, or nervousness, or even upset, but there is a fractal implosion that takes place within your human temple, and your awareness and all that you are reacts to everything that it is that you're confronting. So you can literally feel, how you're feeling in a certain moment, and then how it changes, and how there is some physiological things that are taking place. And what happens when that happens is just like with the Hydron Collider, the energies collide or entangle or what have you, and they create thousands, if not millions, if not more, potentials of timelines. It creates energetic particles, little strings of energy that have the potential of becoming anything. It also brings back, because we are recycled lives, right? Those that are in line with what I am and what I'm saying will completely understand that much, at least. Lost track of what I was saying there a little bit. But every single time we meet someone, we meet tons of potentials and different timelines. And because we're everything in existence, when these implosions take place, what we're doing is reactivating certain timelines, certain energetic fields, certain positive and negative potentials that could take place. And in doing so, we have exposed ourselves to many different energies, feelings, different timeline potentials. Forgive me if you hear my roommate in the hallway. And by doing that, we have expanded our consciousness and our awareness. I think a lot of people that have paid attention to the Schumann resonance and things that have been going on in the solar activity and seeing how it all coincides together can see that when the Hydron Collider was up and active, that it was creating energy ripples and heightened energy fields all over the place that were registering everywhere. And when we do it, the same thing takes place. And so, I don't know, I wish people could understand exactly what it is that's happening. So created this wave that we're all in. You know, it's a combination situation, but I'm sure plenty of people can observe that there are many waking up very quickly, and that it was happening at a pretty rapid rate. The things that are happening on Earth that are shifting, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, all coming back to the energy of the sun, also creating ripples of us. You know, like you got the Hydron Collider doing its thing, and then it's increasing us doing our thing. And we got all of us out there just making all of these fractal implosions, creating matter from thoughts, you know, continuously recreating. You know, you ignite all of these energies and these memories and these bits of understanding, and you also activate the creative power behind them. So you have all these people waking up, observing what they're observing, recreating more of it, and it becomes a pretty chaotic mess until you start understanding what's happening and controlling what you choose to think about. That's going to be a different video, kind of going into the multidimensionality that we're all being kind of forced into, for lack of a better term. Not everybody has to do it, but those of us that are know that there's just like no turning back. You know, you can only know so much and be able to function in the same way. Yeah, you hit a point of no return. So you can't help but observe what's taking place all around you. And so in regards to the multidimensionality thing, we're being asked to choose which dimension we want to live in, because you can't serve two masters. You know, you can't put your power of focus in one direction and not lose focus of the others. And it's very difficult, virtually impossible, to be in all dimensions and use your creative abilities to create much of anything, because there's just so very much going on. And if you're tapped in at the heart level, there's just so much that you're feeling, and it's just so bewildering and profound. And you can get locked in a few of the different dimensions because it's just magnificent. But then it's kind of hard to function and do things that you actually feel called to do. So sometimes you gotta pick a dimension. I guess that's a little bit of the video that I'm gonna make soon. But anyway, realize that you're a Hydron Collider and that you're creating in every moment with every breath. I'm gonna do it to the best of your ability. I love you guys.